Welcome to our latest project. Let's today have a look at what we are going to be doing, and let me take you on a tour of the property so I can show you exactly what we have started with, and then you'll be able to check out the after video to see exactly what we've delivered for this property for our buy-to-let tenants. The property was one that we bought as a family home, so we have happily lived there for a number of years, but we're ready to move on, but we don't really like selling properties. So we decided that we were going to rent the property out. Because we had the intention of doing this when we originally bought the property, we ensured we had the right lender in place so we could obtain a consent to let and enable us to let the property for the next however many years before we potentially bring it into our property company. As with all these things, there has been a lot of planning, a lot of different jobs that have been done while we're moving out, and also now that we have moved out of the property. So let me show you what has been happening at the property, what work we've had done, and I'll show you a few of the works that we have completed throughout this refurbishment process. Thankfully, it's been quite a simple and straightforward one, as the property is a relatively modern one in reasonably good nick. So it's just really been a matter of tidying up the property. Let me take you round the house.
So as you can see, it's a 3-storey townhouse which has loads of space. Out front, which we'll be going to in a second, you'll see it's got space for 2 cars on the front drive. Let's go inside then. And here we can see that we've got it in some order. It's been repainted recently and had a bit of a tidy up before we've moved out. Now, the downstairs toilet, there's not really much work that we are going to need to do on it. Really, like with any house that's been lived in, there's going to be a bit of a deep clean to make sure it's nice and clean for our tenants. The utility as it was when it was purchased, and now it's had a bit of a repaint, and again, it's going to be needing a bit of a deep clean and just a tidy up in places to make sure it's fit for the new tenants. The downstairs is where it has all been changing. It was a bit of a darker space, and it has been brightened up. There's going to be new carpets, it's being painted, and there's quite a lot happening in this area of the property. So this is probably one of those areas that you will see quite a noticeable difference as you go into the after video, which hopefully you'll check out after this video. This is a great space that anyone will be able to use as part of an area for a teenager or for someone who is living in their own space. Under the stairs, there is the understairs storage. Again, just a bit of a clean out in here, but that is all nice and bright, and probably few paint touch-ups that will probably be needed just to make sure everything is spick and span for the new tenants. So now we're moving on to our upstairs space in the house, and we've got 2 lots of upstairs space. So this is the first floor, and as you can see, the kitchen space was probably to an individual taste of the previous owners, which has been updated to a certain point. And in this, I can show you the updated flooring because the flooring has been changed and it has been painted. So it has had some updates already in this area of the property, as I'm showing you now. Obviously, this is going to have a bit of a deep clean because any kitchen that has been lived in, you will obviously have different things in kitchen cupboards and such like. We have kept the kitchen, it's in really good condition, so now it's just really a good deep clean to make sure it's nice and clean for the tenants. So let's move out into the garden, which you can see what it looked like before we moved in. And since we've moved in, we have actually done some work to the garden and done a whole refurbishment. And in the after videos, you'll be able to see what that looks like on a good and clean and sunny day. Let's move over into the living space, which, as you can see, has been lived in by the previous owners, and then as we've lived in it, it has had the paint job done, so most of that side of the work that needed doing has been done. It's also had new carpets, so the final bit of the puzzle for this space is really just that final deep clean to make sure it is ready for the tenants when they move in. As you can see, it's a really big space, and even from the video here, it's got lots of space for them to move in and live in. So let's move on to our top floor now and up the stairs again to take us up to the second story and into our first bedroom, which you'll see what it was like initially and what it's looking like now, having had the paint job and really seeing the space that we've got created. It's now just going to be a bit of a final deep clean in there to make sure it's nice and clean, all the windows, all the carpets and the walls. The second bedroom, as you can see from what it originally was to what it's looking like now, which, as you can see, a few bits of furniture that need to be moved out. And again, a good deep clean because the carpets and the walls have already been sorted on this property. We were lucky in the house that it also had blinds in as well as curtains, so they are staying in situ from when we potentially originally moved in a number of years ago, which is great for tenants to have. On the landing, there's the cupboard space, which again has had a tidy up and been cleaned and will just need a final clean through. The gas certificate will be done to make sure that that is all safe. Bathroom has not had an awful lot done, and there's not much left to do in this area of the property. You'll see it's got nice tiles. It's been painted from when it was originally purchased, and again, a deep clean to make sure that's ready. Final master bedroom, as you'll have seen there, it had a bit of colour in before. We've simplified it with the grey and white theme that the rest of the house has. And again, this space, it's been painted already. There's new carpets. So it's going to be a good deep clean to get this property, part of the property, into a good order for the tenants. The final room that we need to go into is then the ensuite, which is a great space. And as you can see, it has already had a bit of a paint job to just brighten the room up. And a deep clean is one of the main things that is going to be happening in this space. It's a great space, big shower, big ensuite to give the space. As you can see, that is our 3-story property.
Well, as you can see, there's a little bit of work that we need to do, but check out the after video and let me share with you exactly what we create in our latest project. If you've got any questions, then please do leave a comment. Please like the video and do subscribe to the channel, and please do follow us for our future projects, which we'll be sharing with you as they arrive. I've been Kimberly Shapcott, qualified chartered accountant, property investor and entrepreneur, and also director of Believe Property.